Yo guys, one other thing I forgot to tell you about, but it's going to be pretty important at some points of the character course, is that there's a way to have a random value or saturation per object, even though they're using the same material. So look at these these 7 cubes here that are all using the same material, and I'm just going to call it pink. So basically what we can do is, if we add an object info node, what we can do with this is drag out the random value to a color ramp, and if we look at this with shift click, basically what you can see, what it's doing is that it assigns a random number to each and every object. What we could then do is, if we drag out a hue saturation value node to this base color that we're using here, we could then use this randomness as the saturation of the value. So if we use it for the saturation, for example, as you can see now, they all have a randomized saturation. And as you can see, it's pretty extreme, the randomness. So in order to change this a bit, what we can do is, you see this black flag, it goes from 0, and this white flag is up to 1. So what it's doing is it's selecting a value from 0 to 1 as the random value for each of these, and then basically a random value from 0 to 1 is being plugged in for the saturation. But if we change this so that the black flag is like 0.8 and the white flag is like 1.2, now the random value that it gives is going to be between 0.8 and 1.2, and that's what's going to be plugged in the saturation. So now, as you can see, now the randomized saturation isn't as harsh. And obviously we could bring this up even more to like 0.9, and if we bring this down to like 1.1, so now it's 0.9 to 1.1, and the randomness becomes very subtle now. So that's how that works. Also, you can drag these points around to kind of clamp it, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's basically how randomness works. I just wanted to tell you guys about that.